Is he a narcissist? Is he a psychopath? Is he some sort of combination, the most malignant form known to humankind? Or is he just simply an abuser? Knowing the answer could help you to understand a bit about why he is doing what he is doing and what his aim is, and also help you to predict what his actions might be in the future, and help you to come up with a safety plan to get away. On the internet, narcissism and abuse has been sort of linked together. So, but not every abuser is a narcissist. What they do have in common is that in the intimate setting, they are abusing you. They don't show you any empathy. They are taking advantage of you and manipulating you and asserting control over you, the target. Now, what is the difference? If you have a personality disorder, then this is a disorder of your core personality. This means that the destructive pattern and the relational issues will show up in all areas of life. A narcissistic person will not only have major difficulties in relating to you, he will also have major difficulties in relating to his sibling, having relationships with his friends. There will be chaos perhaps in the workplace or in other areas of life. Also, if you're talking about a narcissist, it is sort of like he wants the world to circle around him, so he is the center of the world. He expects everyone to give him special attention, and if they fail to do so, he can become very angry. He's hypersensitive to criticism, and he expects you to conform to him. The aim of the abuse is to delete you, to turn you into an extension of himself. Now, what if he is a psychopath? What would that look like? A psychopath is even more cold and a risk-taking person who is reckless, who does not conform to the norms of society, who don't care what anyone thinks of him. A psychopath could often show some criminal behavior, reckless driving, and the aim of the abuse is to control you and to get something from you. His major aim is power and control. My name is Emma, and I'm a medical doctor and also an abuse survivor. For many years, I was reading everything I could get my hands on, trying to figure out if my partner was just a narcissist or if it was some other sort of combination. But me figuring this out was part of the process that I thought that I could change him. I thought that if I just find out exactly why he is doing what he's doing, then I can predict it and I can handle it, and I can get him to see the error of his ways, and I can heal him. I can make things work in our relationship. I was never successful. 21 years was the length of my relationship with this man, and the last 7 years I spent at trying to crack the code, trying to get the narcissist to change. I wasn't successful, and things really turned they turned for the worst during the last 2 years of the marriage, and I almost didn't make it out. Why are you looking for the answer? Is it because you want to use this to understand him and make more changes around him? I myself thought that I could handle it just as I would if I have had a husband with autism. Then I would be able to work around it, and knowing more about the condition would help us to have a healthy relationship. Is that also your thought process? Even though there is a lot of debate going on about if an abuser can change, there are many different opinions. There are so many of us who shares our story about that the abuser that they were involved in were not able to change. When you're stuck in the abusive cycle, that is the honeymoon phase, the build-up of tension, where he's getting more irritated, and then the blow up, and after that things go back and he's behaving better for a while. This cycle is built on denial. The issue is never dealt with. After the blow up and the major abusive episode, the honeymoon period is a way to denial the responsibility. It is a way of saying, look, I'm not really like this. I'm sorry, it was too much stress, or I just couldn't hold things together, but I'm not really like this. I will show you now how good I can be. But then it just reverts to the same pattern again. Even though all of us have some time in our life been abusive to someone else, not all of us are stuck in an abusive pattern that keeps repeating itself, where we keep hurting our close ones. But knowing the answer to this question could be helpful when you're thinking about getting away from the abuser. And it can also be helpful to predict how he will behave. The narcissistic pattern of behavior could be quite predictable, for example. And if you think that you're dealing with a psychopath, then it could really quickly turn into extremely dangerous situations without any warning signs. If you're hoping that the person, the abuser, will change, then it will not be by something that you do. And I would strongly advise you to get away. No one changes unless they want to. That is the basis of the motivational interviewing process. When a patient comes to a professional that with the aim to help them to change a habit, for example, smoking, the first step is to know if the patient is interested in changing. If he is not accepting full responsibility for what he's doing, and he is not admitting that I have a real problem and I want to work with it, and you are not at fault, and I need to search out help for myself. If he is not even doing that, then how would he be able to change? If he is not searching for help outside, then how is he able to change? If he knows that he hurts you and he does not want to do that, then why would he stay with you? He should be the one to get away to save you from himself if he is not able to handle it. If you have told him that, please stop it, you are hurting me, or if you have told him that, could you please get some help. This is becoming a real issue. Then he knows that you are getting hurt, and he has heard your plea for him to change, and yet he won't. He is getting some benefits from abusing you. Some people get a power rush from abusing others. It makes them feel superior to you. It makes them be in control. Is that the kind of relationship that you want to have? A relationship that is the master to the slave, where he is dictating all the terms. It is hard to realize and to have a clear view of the relationship that you are in. The hope and the dream of that many abuse victims have is that the abuser loves them, that he wants to change and that he will change, and that they can have a normal and healthy relationship, and that one day he will see how much I care, and he will see that his actions is hurting me, and then he will change his ways. If you have been in a situation where you were abused, please make a comment. What kind of abuse do you think that it was? And how were you able to get out of it? And was he ever able to change? Okay, putting a diagnosis on a person without having the proper training, it can never be done with 100% accuracy. And also, some therapists claim that they have never seen an abuser who is not narcissistic. Perhaps that's right. Or perhaps the narcissistic traits only show up in the abusive situation. Is he just an abuser? Is the abuse only visible to you and he has a completely normal life, just like anyone else outside of the home? Then perhaps he's just an abuser. Is the difficulties in relationships showing up everywhere? There are conflict, chaos, and he is insisting that he should be the center of everyone's attention, the center of the universe. Then you could be dealing with a narcissist. Could he not care less about what everyone else thinks? He's acting criminally and reckless. Then you could be dealing with a psychopath. Or perhaps it is just some of the traits from those personalities. And the diagnosis itself is under debate. Some think that these diagnoses should fuse, and that you should just call them personality disorders. I would encourage you to think about the question, why you are looking for the answer, and what it would give you if you had it. And then try to change the focus back to yourself. It is not about him. Not anymore. It is about yourself. You are so used to deal with his wants, his actions, his reality, and try to adjust around it. Perhaps this is just another way that you are doing that. Please be safe. If you are in a dangerous position, reach out. You have a right to be safe and happy. And you have a right to not be abused or treated poorly. Not even by a person who claims that he loves you. This is Emma holding up a light over the bridge. If you like the video, please press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Bye.